in reality there is only one that is looking through everyone's eyes, that is experiencing this life, that is conscious, that is the source of all, that manifests as all, that is embodied as all, that is the heart of all. When you find the deepest answer to the why, you actually find in it not only your motivation, but also the entire purpose of your search. And I will explain. Because first of all, we can start looking at all kinds of different motivations. One can be obviously not wanting to suffer. And that is pretty plausible. It is definitely possible to be relieved of suffering through this journey. There can be a why that begins as a sort of intellectual curiosity, an interest in, I don't know, in Eastern teachings or something like that. There can be the reason of some ego image, wanting to be all powerful and thinking that through, I don't know, some enlightenment there will be a sort of a perfect ego boost. You feel like on the top of the world. and that makes the ego feel inflated. All these reasons, all these drives, and others, they actually last very, very shortly. They cannot withstand or keep fueling the spiritual journey. And we need to ask this question because this question actually connects us with a far deeper source, a far deeper place within ourselves, which is actually a place that is in a way mysterious, that is in a way bigger than our personality, that flows through us but is not of us. You see, when I'm starting to ask why, what is the motivation, what drives me, what is the drive? If I go very deeply, if I look very deeply into my heart, and once again, this is a heart question, because in the heart we find the reason, the why for everything that we do. Then we will realize that the spiritual journey, the urge for the spiritual journey, is the one urge that doesn't come from our personality. There can be many urges in us, but this one, its source, if you try to follow it to its root, you will realize that it comes from a source that is bigger than you, that moves through you, and that your personality cannot touch it, rationalize it, intellectualize it, explain it. It's actually not a logical thing to do. Because it's something that transcends reason. When I'm starting to fall in love with the spiritual journey, this is the one type of love that has nothing to do with us, that is beyond us, bigger than us. And then you need to ask, so what is this thing that is searching in me? What is this thing that has this urge? If not, it is not the personality, it is not the person, it is not the ego. Because when it comes to the ego, what kind of self-interest would an ego possibly have to strip off all images, all thoughts, drop all possessions, mental and emotional possessions, remain completely naked or free from any ego identification? You see, it doesn't make sense that the ego would want to be free from the ego. The drive is the very opposite, and it's the one drive that the ego cannot really touch. You can strip off all kinds of other motivations along the way, but if you have purified your motivation, you have remained with the one thing that was moving you, you will find that it is a very mysterious force. A very mysterious force wants to awaken, wants to merge, wants to transcend, wants to know the truth, wants to be one with existence, and so on and so on. And when you're asking, okay, so what is this? Who can be this one that wants to awaken, wants to transcend, wants to transform, wants to merge? And the more you will look into it, the more you will find that it is that divine self, that this divinity or this divine spark or this cosmic being that wants to awaken. There is only one self that is, in reality, there is only one self that is experiencing this entire world, this entire reality, this entire life. Whether we are conscious of it or not, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, it is anyway the case. There is just one. We can, of course, imagine that it is us who are owning this life. But in reality, there is only one that is looking through everyone's eyes, that is experiencing this life, that is conscious, that is the source of all, that manifests as all, that is embodied as all, that is the heart of all,